Buddham saranam gacchami, dhammam saranam.
There are 1 billion Buddhists in the world today. For them, the most important place for pilgrimage anywhere is Bodh Gaya in Bihar.
Some have traveled over 40 hours, train plus 20 hours on the flight, from all different directions, because this is a sacred place, the most sacred place on earth. I've traveled to caves, I've traveled to temples in many different countries, and there's a feeling among the senior monks that this is the time for us to pray, to come together back to Bodh Gaya.
The 8th International Tripitaka chanting was held in Bodh Gaya, India from the 2nd to the 12th of December 2012. It is here that the Buddha was enlightened as he meditated under the holy Bodhi tree in 528 BCE. The chanting of the Tripitaka is an ancient tradition. At Bodh Gaya, it would have been done on a daily basis for 1,500 years, up till the 13th century when the great temple was abandoned. This ancient tradition has been revived after a gap of 700 years. The Theravada tradition had never gathered as one body for a religious function before this event under the Bodhi tree. This is highly auspicious and a sign of the importance that all the Southeast Asian countries give to India as the motherland of their tradition.
Since I was 18 years old, I started coming to the state of Bihar, especially to Bodh Gaya and to some of the holy sites surrounding Bodh Gaya, like in Vaishali, Nalanda, and Rajgir. And it has been an incredible opportunity for me as a upasika, as a lay devotee, to actually pay respect to the most sacred sites that are within the state of Bihar. We believe it came from here. All the Buddhas are enlightened under this sacred Bodhi tree and will be in the future. So there is something very auspicious, something very sacred that cannot be transferred in any other place in the world. This is the only place in the whole world that this will take place.
This is the center of the world. This is the center of the world peace. The place where the message of non-violence was delivered to the whole world. And I think there is no other place that is so much sacred to us than this place.
He says that this is the first time that he could come to Bihar and to Bodh Gaya. Since he was a young monk, he used to read so much in the Pali Sutras about Uruvela and about all the places where the Buddha visited.
You've only got to dig a hole in the ground and you're going to find thousands of statues. This is an archaeological field of extraordinary wealth, only partially excavated, because people came here in their thousands. And not just common people, kings and emperors and conquerors, all you can't imagine, all came to Bodh Gaya from the time of the enlightenment of the Buddha right through until the 13th century. And what's happening now, as the interest in Buddhist pilgrimage reawakens, is we're seeing the same phenomenon. Thousands upon thousands of people coming back to the point now where in a vast country like India, 1 in 6 of the visitors to India come to Bodh Gaya. So you can imagine what's happening. If you spend half an hour under the Bodhi tree, you will see Buddhists from all over the world practicing in their unique way. From the 4th century to the 13th century, almost 1,000 years, there were 1,000 Sri Lankan monks living, residing in Bodh Gaya.
So there must be something incredibly special about Bodh Gaya and about the state. It's a sacred land.
In the first millennium, great Buddhist monasteries were established in the plains of eastern India and in Kashmir. These vast universities had hundreds of teachers and students who came from across India and from the many countries of Asia that had embraced Buddhist philosophy. The greatest of these was here at Nalanda.
One of the most important universities in the world was developed not in the medieval West, but right here in India. And here I'm referring to the university consortium of Nalanda, Vikramashila, Somapura, Odantapuri. All of these various universities were instrumental in producing people who were capable of understanding and articulating what it means to have universal knowledge, knowledge that's applicable across cultures and across times.
So all Tibetan tradition, you see, come from each different tradition. Their original sort of masters all come from Nalanda. So I usually describe Tibetan Buddhist tradition is a pure lineage of Nalanda tradition.
The universities of the plains of Bihar in medieval India had to have been incredible places to be at the time. When you think about the thousands and thousands of monks and scholars that were concerned with the most important things every day, year in and year out, we must understand that there was something incredibly special going on here.
We know about a few of the great teachers of the Nalanda University owing to the writings of the Tibetans. What a place Nalanda must have been, and what a region Bihar must have been. According to ancient travelers, Bihar was the most flourishing place of the world then. Patna was 6 times the size of Rome and had more international visitors than any other city anywhere.
So therefore, I always describe, or when I met Indian, I always say, you are traditionally our guru. We are Chela. You Indian are our guru.
And as an American, even though I have to travel quite great distance to be here, for me, I feel there's no other place that I would spend my time. In the early days, we would fly to Delhi and then take the train, and we would bring lots of Dharma books, and we'd have to wait at the train side by 3 in the morning, and then when it was a good time to get to Bodh Gaya, we would drive there. And now there's an international airport, so it makes travel so easy. We can fly directly from Thailand or from another country into Gaya. I think many would come to Bodh Gaya if conditions were improved a little better. So Bihar has a very important role for the Buddhist world and for the message of peace for the world.
Bihar was the center of the Buddhist world since ancient times. It still is. According to a Times of India report, over 20 million tourists visited Bihar in 2012. Millions more wish to come every month. These tourists do not even need much infrastructure, as the land of Bihar is sacred to them. The development of even basic infrastructure will lead to a boom in tourist arrivals here. It is just waiting to happen.
Dhammam saranam gacchami sangham शरणं गच्छामि बुद्धं